Hi, I'm Kaiwa Leon, and this is My Life with Subtitles. And on today's episode, it's my birthday. I know there are some people that don't like to celebrate birthdays. Honestly, I find it hard to understand why they don't like it, but I love celebrating my birthday. Think about it. A lot of people you love, or people that love you, gather together around you one day a year to have foods and drinks and sing and play and everything to celebrate that you came into this world. They are happy because you are in this world and you are still in this world. So every year they come back to celebrate that. How wonderful can it be? Come on. I've always loved celebrating birthdays. So I always invited pretty much everybody I knew. I've never had brothers or sisters. So I had a lot of cousins. I made a lot of friends. And even when people were not like close friends, but they were nice, they were cool. Yeah, come on. Let's have a party together, join my party. And at some point, one party was no longer enough. I needed to have two parties because I wanted that one party with a close family, but I also wanted that big party with a lot of people. So I would have a barbecue. Barbecues, come on, for Brazilians, you know, barbecues are the best way to celebrate something. And I would have a barbecue with the family and the closest friends, even so it was like around 20 people. And a bigger celebration at a bar or a restaurant with 30, 40, 50. One time we even got to 100 people. Yeah, believe me. So when I left Brazil to move to Germany, I was in between birthdays. I was like 38.5 years old. And the experience here was quite different. So when I got to Berlin, I knew exactly 4 people. After 6 months, I lost access to 2 of these 4 people. I remember at my birthday, a cousin of mine visited from Brazil, not because of the birthday, but still she was in Berlin. So my first birthday in Berlin, there were 3 people. 3 people. When I was used to having huge 50 people parties, 1 celebration, 2 celebrations, you know, to be honest, I wanted to do even 3 celebrations because I knew people from work, I knew people from my German school, there were a couple of friends and acquaintances. Then I decided to come up with 3 events and invited everybody to all 3 events so they could potentially choose one at least. They would like to show up and see me outside of work or outside of school so we can start some sort of friendship and relationship. But the reality was devastating. At the first day, which was just a couple of beers in the park, 2 people came. 1 from work. On the second event, which was like a samba party, I remember that day another 3 people came. And finally, on the last day, which was like also it was a bar day. We were sitting at a bar, have a few drinks. Another 3 people came. And one of them was at the second day. So if you think about it, in 3 separate events that I made to celebrate my first birthday in Berlin, a total of 6, 7 people came in different days. And I was already depressed, trying to deal with the moving and separation from the people in Brazil. Oh my God, I can say that was, I could easily say that was my worst birthday celebrations ever. I was totally upset and feeling alone and missing my parties in Brazil. And then I realized there was not going to be more parties like there were in Brazil. Probably those people would never join me in Berlin at once to have a celebration with those that I celebrated with in Brazil. That was insane. I was really, really scared there. Once the realization and the birthday were gone, I realized I needed to do something about my depression. So I started learning all the ways that I could to overcome this depression, right? Slowly, little by little, one day at a time, I started working out. I was doing therapy twice a week. I was working hard on making friends, spending most of my time in the streets, in the city, getting to know places, getting to know people, trying to find work. And as I saw some things change in my life, I think it was about 6 months from my 40th birthday. And come on, 40th is, I think, one of those ages, and for me there's always been this thing like every 10 years, you know, turning 10, turning 20, turning 30, turning 40. And there's this feeling when you reach 40, for me at least, that it was half my life was gone. So now I only have half. And yes, your body changes, you start to feel the changes. Like, I can't sleep one full night without having to go to the toilet again, for example. And you start wondering, what was it that you did with your life? To be honest, there's a song by a Brazilian singer called Simone, and she made a version from John Lennon's Christmas song. Do you know that? And so this is Christmas, and what have you done? And she kind of translated, made a version, but the question that kept echoing in my mind was, and so this is 40, and what have you done? And I was like, what have I achieved in my life so far? What do I want to achieve by the time I'm 40? What do I want to achieve after I turn 40? How much more time do I have left? What else can I still do? I was in one of the worst moments of my life, and I couldn't go on like that anymore. So I decided that I would reach my 40s and the healthiest, both physically and mentally. And you know, when I arrived in Berlin, I weighed 110 kilos, and I was a heavy drinker, and I didn't eat that healthy or sleep that healthy, so a lot of those things started to change. And you know what? Despite all the doubt, despite all the despair, the fear of everything that was changing in my life, I managed to reach my 40 with 90 kilos, which is one of the lightest I've ever been. Eating healthy, drinking way less, and mentally my things were put in order. I was starting to find perspective in life again when it comes to work, when it comes to my relationships. And my 40th birthday, when I was in Berlin, was something completely different from my 39th. I reached my 40s. It was another year, it was another experience. I had 1 year since the worst birthday of my life. So things were about to change. As I said, I was healthier, both physically as well as mentally. I had made friends. I had started to stabilize my work, but not so much after I found out. But anyway, so I decided I would go again with 3 events. I was also expecting that any of these 3 events, it would be okay if nobody showed up. I would definitely want to be there and celebrate, even if it was by myself. Because to be honest, in that year, I celebrated a lot of things by myself. So I decided I would have, on the day of my birthday, it was a Tuesday, karaoke party, and then on the following Friday, I would have a bar night with some friends, and to wrap everything up, on the Sunday, we would have a barbecue in the park. Well, I think it was like around 10 to 15 people at the karaoke night on a Tuesday. At the bar, there were another 10 to 15 people drinking, talking, having fun for hours. I remember after the bar, we went to this square and we were playing hide and seek. It was very symbolic, turning 40 to be playing hide and seek in the middle of the night with my friends on the square, I gotta tell you. And the barbecue on Sunday, as I said, I have this close relationship with barbecues. And the best idea for me when I think about having a party and people over is a barbecue. It's already difficult enough that you cannot find similar meats here in Berlin as you can find in Brazil. Don't try to find a linguiça calabresa here, because it's just not easy to find. I mean, you can find it, but it's too hard. So I need to do something. I need to have some barbecue. I don't remember how many people there were, but I think I could easily count over 20, maybe closer to 30 people at this party. There were Brazilians, there were Germans. I think there was a guy from Syria at some point that I didn't know, but he came with somebody. People from Greece. I made some good friends from Greece. It was such a fun, sunny day, and that's important because my birthday is in August. So it was 37 to 38 birthdays in Brazil in the winter. It was my second birthday here in the summer, but the first one in a sunny day at the park with this much of friends. It was beautiful. We ate a lot of meat, we drank our beers, we had our fun, we talked, we played. We took some nice pictures, as you can see, and I entered my 40s in the best energy I could find. As I now reach 41, it was very important for me that I could go through all these hard times and learn a lot from going through them. So from 40 to 41, it was more of a place for me to decide to start working on my goals and my dreams. And right now, this is how far it's got me. And you know, I'm a kid from the 80s, right? I grew up, I was a child in the 90s, which is a very controversial decade in terms of politically correct. But that's not the point. I mean, what I'm thinking about is how much changed since I was a kid. And the first time I wanted to move abroad was when I was 12, 13, more or less. Now that I'm in Berlin, I'm wondering, because I go about Berlin using a lot of my mobile phone, right? Especially Google Maps, how to get from point A to point B. And I was thinking, like, if I had arrived when I was in my teenage years with no smartphone and not knowing the language, me trying to get by with no German and no phone, that would have been insane. Like, back in the days, we used to take like maps, like physical paper maps to go around, or you read the information and signs to go where you want to go. I cannot imagine what it would have been like if I had immigrated when I was a teenager, when I was younger. I guess probably way harder, especially to communicate with the family, because sometimes you miss the people and then you just text a message or send an audio or a video, or you have a quick call. I remember when I was a kid, I had a friend whose father was living in Japan, and they had to talk on the telephone. They had to call each other, and the phone call, the international phone call, was extremely expensive, and you had to have like certain days, or maybe you would exchange letters, physical handwritten letters that would take a month to get to where you send. Maybe now it's the best time to immigrate, considering what it used to be like in the past. What do you think? Want to leave in the comments there? Fart's got me. As someone who has been in a dark place myself, if you are struggling, and we all are at some point, There's no shame in that. Look for help. Remember that there's a whole bunch of people outside in this world that have gone through the same things as you or know how to deal with people who go through the same problems as you. So look for help, whether it's professional help or just the help from a friend, or sometimes even the help of a stranger can save your day, can save your life, and can help you find reason to achieve your goals and your dreams. And that's what I would like for you. If you've had celebrated a birthday abroad, let me know in the comments how it went. Don't forget to follow my channel, hit the subscribe button, your like button, and share the content. And happy birthday to me!